Hey guys, thank you for tuning in and welcome back once again to the channel. It's always an honor to have you stop by and check out what we have to say and engage and communicate in the comment section. Man, I feel very honored. Thank you for stopping by once again. This vlog, I want us to talk about something interesting and the more I look at this whole situation that is happening in South Africa, the more I pity my black South Africans. Now, and when I say I pity my black South Africans, these folks are they at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to South Africa. I will explain why. But before we do, man, if this is your first time coming through, yes, they call me MisterJaay. It would be an honor to have you as part of the family. Think about being part of the family, man. Why haven't you subscribed yet? Subscribe, bro. We dropping vlogs every day. You feel me? I'm your brother. Now, man, you know that, guys. I was brought to the attention of this hate between our black South Africans a couple of years ago when they had these xenophobic attacks. I had a classmate of mine, man, William. He was in KwaZulu-Natal studying for his PhD, and he made me see the whole picture, and I was worried. Thank God he went back home. Now, ladies and gentlemen, fast forward, I started reading the history of this whole hate towards people that are not South African, especially people of black color. And I realized that deep down, there is something that is troubling with my black South Africans nowadays, and it has always been that way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all these spurt of tantrums that they keep sending out towards foreigners of African descent, and all these funny movements that they keep doing online, all these protests and stuff like that against immigrants, it is actually not of the real purpose. What do I mean, not of the real purpose? There is a dire system of segregation going on in South Africa today, decades after the end of the Apartheid. Yes, blacks are highly down the food chain when it comes to anything that has to do with South Africa. What do I mean by this? Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that the injustice, the difference in social classes between the whites and the black South African is like day and night? Yes. When we talk about the economy of South Africa, the whites handle everything. The institutions in South Africa, the whites control everything. When you talk about agriculture, business, anything that has to do with the life of South Africa, yes, it is in the hands of the whites. Now, our black South Africans, rather than handling that, rather than putting politicians in positions that would help them get back or balance this whole situation, they are busy putting in politicians that are not even qualified to be politicians. They are putting in politicians that would incite them to think that the true problem that they have are immigrants. You know, when a politician cannot deliver certain policies, when a politician cannot enact or bring change to these our black South Africans, they make them think that those that are in the country are the problems. Well, let me just say this, man. Immigrants are not the issue for South Africa. The crisis that is facing South Africa has zero thing to do with immigrants. I don't care if you call them legal. I don't care if you call them illegal. Because nowadays, man, these brothers and sisters down there, they are attacking anybody. They don't even care if you're legal or illegal. So to them, everybody is a criminal. Let me just say this. How would you explain the fact that white schools in South Africa are better equipped, they are better trained, they have everything, and then the black schools, they are under-equipped, they are under-trained, and then they are all overcrowded? How would you explain that? How would you explain that the farmland in South Africa, I'm talking about land that produces food, crops, marketable goods and stuff like that, are owned by the whites? And then a politician who came out to fight for this, this sharing of land. You people are trying to make him look like he is a bad person for that society. And of course, I'm talking about Comrade Julius Malema. That is the Ibrahim Traore of South Africa. But see, the black South Africans, they don't even believe in their own fellow black brother to do what he's saying is to do. I'm going through the manifesto right now. I'm going through the manifesto of the EFF. So far, what I can tell you is, to my black South Africans, Julius Malema and the EFF are the only people that can bring change to you as a black community. You can argue all you want. That is fine. You can say this, say that, whatever you want to say. But we will always tell you the fact. Julius Malema is the only person with his party that is supposed to bring change. It's rather unfortunate that some of you guys keep pointing the finger at Julius Malema, calling him this, calling him that. I've seen a whole lot of black South Africans come online and say that Julius Malema is supporting Nigeria, or he is Zimbabwean, this and that, so on and so forth. We don't want to talk about citizenship anymore. We already established how you can be a South African citizen today. So if you guys want to keep going ranting around, the more I read things, the more I research, man. It's pity that I feel, because genuinely speaking, down the road, 20, 30 years down the road, our black South Africans will be regretting majorly of these things that this funny ass politician is making them do. How do you get xenophobic to your own kind? Just because a politician who is not even, let me just say, not even qualified, yes, jailbirds, let me put it that way, like you guys got angry that Julius Malema is calling some of your leaders. They are not there for your benefit. They are there for the individual personal benefits. Coming back to this whole system of me being sorry for my black South Africans, South Africa is still segregated till today. When you look at the high crime rates, the black South Africans commit the highest crimes. It comes of banditry, it comes of robbing, talk about killing, you talk about raping, and then the pregnancy amongst youthful black South Africans. When you talk about the lack of institutions, black South Africans have not created institution in that country. We are decades after apartheid. Some of you guys just come online just because you feel like typing. You keep typing things, you keep blaming it, go back home, do that, go and be your own economy. Let me tell you, you keep talking all this big talk online. You are not even a player when it comes to the economy of South Africa. You don't do jack shit. When we talk about building of the economy of South Africa, the white South Africans are major players. Major players in the building of the economy in South Africa. It has moved from this whole Chidinma situation now, because I'm looking at the bigger picture. But why are these people this way? Black South Africans have been this way since from the 1930s. Yes, you guys have had gangs since from the 1930s. Killing each other has been your thing since from the 1930s. We are not going to talk about the Tembisa gang situation. Yes, I'm diving deep into the social fabrics of why our black South Africans behave the way they behave. Of course, I'm not saying every black South African is this dumb, is this slow. No, they are very, very industrious black South Africans in that country. But the majority, though, it's funny how 90% of you will come online and you will blame less than 8% of your population for committing all the crimes. You will blame because migrants in South Africa, especially from African countries, they don't even make up to 8% of the society's population, of South Africa's population. They don't. But see, the black South Africans, you guys make over 70% of the South African population. How would 70% be blaming less than 8% of the population for being the cause of all the hardships? Any rationally thinking person will see through all this BS. I will leave it at that. Let me ask you, everything that I just said, Do you feel sorry for these folks? Because black South Africans are suffering, right? And it is not of migrants doing. They know deep down, and some of their political leaders are leading them into doom. So the question I wanted to ask is this: what is your take? Do you agree with me that there is no way that less than 5% of a population can be committing or can be causing the crisis for 70% of the population? So by so saying the 70%, they are saying that migrants are the cause of everything we have: the corruption, the killing, the teenage pregnancy, the HIV, the injustices, the lack of. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to cut the BS. Leave a comment. That's my time. And this is not an insult. We just stating the facts. Be blessed.